Good morning. Good morning. It is Saturday morning, and I am Lorna Owens, owner of Desert Sage Lifestyle Wellness in DeLand, Florida. I normally don't come to you on a Saturday morning, but this is a special Saturday morning. You all know why? Because tomorrow it's Wheels Up. Tomorrow I leave for Ghana and we'll be there for 10 days. Those of you who've asked about the store, we're going to be open every Friday for the market. So don't worry about that. Our online store is always open 24/7. So get yours. And don't you see this? This is my book, and it's called Desert Sage Wonderful World of Tea from Ancient Leaves to Mindful Wellness. Get yourself a copy. Go to Amazon, get yourself a copy because when I come back from Ghana, it is the book of the month for July. July 26th is when we have our grand launch here with food and drinks and music. It is going to be spectacular. All I ask of you is that you RSVP so I know how much food to prepare. But if you go to desertsage.co, from the very first page, there is a pop up, and you will see all the places around Florida that I will be at. And believe you me, I'm going to come to every town, every village in Florida. It's what I love to do. I love to sit with you guys, drink tea and talk tea and hugs and empowerment. And I'll be your best cheerleader, cheer you on. You know, you guys can trust me in that. Mentored many, many hundreds of people over the years. Cheers. My God, this is an amazing tea from Kyoto. It is or hochicha. It's a whole different kind of tea. It's a tea that's made with leaves and stem. And when they roast the stem brings in a completely different flavor profile. So I encourage you to get some. We have here in the store, we have online, and go get it. But you know, I'm feeling really grateful that I've been chosen for this mission. And what I mean is that one of the reasons why I'm going to Ghana is to help to reduce maternal and infant mortality. I think our lives need to have value and it should count. And that we should do not just for ourselves. You know, I'm big about self love. Love yourself, love yourself, love yourself. That's me. But I also mean that you have to love others and you have to do, right? It just can't be a mental construct. You really have to do something for somebody. You could do it on a yearly basis, up to you. You can do it on a monthly basis, you can do it on a daily, whatever that is. But I think that's what grounds us. That's what brings flavor and texture to a life. And so you can then say, my life is well lived. And you do it not out of obligation, but because it's a soul calling, right? And yes. And also, tea calls us to that reckoning. And I tell you, you're like, what is with tea? Well, the history of tea, centuries and centuries ago, monk used it. People used it meditatively for relaxation and community. So the energy, what it brings to this planet is powerful stuff. And I encourage you to find a tea that speaks to you. And obviously, there's also tisane, but I'm telling you, you will find your tea. There's a tea out there for everyone. So don't believe that people say I don't like tea. Well, every tea is different for real. Lapsang is a whole different tea from what I'm having here in my cup. Earl Grey is different. English breakfast is different. Green tea is different. You know, Golden Iron Goddess of Mercy is different. Or Oolong or Pu'er. It's like they don't come from the same plant. It's like wine. You got me? Got me. So it's a blessing, you know. And even though sometimes we go through stuff in our lives, but tea is my centering, and I don't judge myself when I mess up. I recognize it. I accept it for what it is. I realize I'm human, and I'm glad that I can make different offerings in my life. I can bring value to this planet. I can bring value and love and an intimacy to a person in my life, because I think that makes us human, and that gives me joy, amazing joy. All right. So tomorrow, the way it works in New York, and Sunday and Monday morning, bright and early. I'm in Accra. Hi, Ellen. I'm in Accra, and I'll be there for 10 days. What am I going to be doing there? Meeting with the nurses. I'm going to be teaching compassionate patient care to the nurses, and I'll be meeting with the health authorities, and I'll be looking at the hospitals. I'll be looking at the clinics and see how best we can serve, right, them. It doesn't make sense for me to sit in America and plan something for a NICU in Accra. It doesn't work like that. It's not respectful and it's nonsense. So I will look at the NICU. I will see if they're doing, how soon they're feeding the preemies, and if they have breast milk, and what would it take to bring a breast milk bank to Ghana. Just solid things. I've looked at, read pages and pages, hundreds and hundreds of pages of policy about maternal and infant mortality, not only in Ghana, but in sub-Saharan Africa, so that I have a good grasp of what it is, and the little that I can contribute. And I take it like seriously. I'm dead serious. I'm not, when I go to countries, I'm not there for to half step, right? I come with a knowing, and I sit and I learn and I contribute where I can, and it's serious, soulful, godly work, and it feeds me like nothing else. It brings love and joy to me. So that's part of what I'm doing. And the other thing, you guys want to know this, you're going to be excited. I am going to be looking at the hotels. I have appointments set up to visit two of the top hotels in Accra, because we're going to choose one hotel as the anchoring space for And the Women Gather for Literary Jazz Brunch, which is going to happen in May of next year in Accra, Ghana. It's And the Women Gather Africa. First country we're going to be in is going to be in Ghana. So we're very excited about that. So I'm going to be looking at the hotels. I'm looking at spas, because I know you all love that. We're going to be looking, there's a wine bar that we're going to go to, the museum. We have restaurants, and we'll go to Cape Coast, which is where the slaves, last point of return, where the slaves left from. And so we are looking at just amazing time learning and growing and experiencing Ghana, and so that I can come back and tell you what there is and what to expect when you come, with when we all go, not just with me, when we all go next year, May 9th. And this is open to everybody in the world, right? And I want it to be really special, because you know how we roll. Special is what we do. We want it to be at the highest offering that we can. That's what we do. But don't forget, though, October 11th, we have And the Women Gather in Miami at the Ritz-Carlton, right? In Aventura. So stay with our brand, stay with us. We're going to select some of the most exotic experiences for you, but it's going to be in sisterhood, it will be in love, it will be social, it will be spiritual, it will be filling you up, because as a professional woman who got severely burnt out many years ago, you guys know that story. If you haven't get my book, Everyday Grace, Everyday Miracle, I'm the comeback kid. Hi, Andreen, my love. The book that you have so beautifully put together for me. got it here. I am the comeback kid. And I don't take for granted that we work very hard and we pour into others, and that even when you love what you're doing, you can be burnt out. So, what I do, my demographics, it's you. You, the professional woman who's doing really very well, but a lot of us are dying inside, right? And I come to you and say, hey, let's do this all together. So everything I create is with you in mind, and the offerings are supposed to be soulful, spiritual, to uplift you. So here's how you do it. You can email me at lorna@desert-sage.co. I'm creating two things, a WhatsApp list, right? And an email list. And those of you are going to be the first people to get all the news out of Ghana, right? Morning, twice a day, you'll get something from me. But it allows you to follow us from we leave here in America to all the time to Ghana. Thank you, Andrine. Thank you so much. I do important work, and I thank you for recognizing, you know, that what I'm doing. Yes, Andrine, and it's good to have your colleagues and your friends say, good job. And that's the truth. Because I think all of us, every once in a while need to hear, job well done. And so we pour into each other like that. And you have to be in this, let me tell you something. In this life, people try to put you down. People try to step on your joy. People will tell you you're too much. People will tell you think you're better than. Just ignore that. You go forward in the bigness and the greatness that you have, the largeness that you have. Because here's the deal, to pour into others, you've got to feel great and good yourself. But when God has given you a mission, because you're chosen, and God knows that you can do it. So when people see you doing God's work and they think that you're too much, in Jamaica they say you're extra, or you think you're better than that, just speak to the hand. Just stay focused, right? Maybe they too will come into grace, and show them amazing grace. They too perhaps will come into grace. But the worst thing you can do is to listen to the chatter, because then you get knocked off your game, right? And you get knocked off the assignment. And let me explain something to you, just in case y'all don't know this. I'm going to say God because that's my deal. The universe, that higher self, whatever you deem that to be, has an assignment for you. I can't do it. So I am doing mine. You need to do you, as we say. You do yours. You have gifts and talents. There's a reason why God has given you those gifts and talents. I can write the book. I can formulate it and put it on Amazon and make it look pretty and all like that. That is Andrine Bonner's job, the talent. Listen, you need to look her up, right? Uh, and if not, ask me how to find her. All of us have a talent, and we need to be able to. I'm talking to women. We need to pat ourselves, or not ourselves, our sisters on the back and say, "Well done, good and faithful servant." You have no business competing with each other. You have no business criticizing each other. And I can make a prediction. If that is where you come from, where you're taking, and criticizing other people and all that complexity, you're going to miss your blessing. I'm not going to miss mine, but you will. So, one of the things that Africa does for me, and I mean the continent, because you all call everything Africa. 52 countries. If you go into a country, call the country the country. That's Ghana. But I'm talking about Africa. It is a grounding for me. It centers me, and it reminds me of whose I am. And I stand on the shoulders of the ancestors, Nani of the Maroons, yes, Wangari Maathai of Kenya, and just the amazing Rosa Parks, and I I feel like James Brown. I feel good. I know this is the right thing, and I know all will be well. And when I step foot in Accra on Monday morning, the earth, the ancestors will be there to greet me and to protect me and to power me up so I can do the work, but I can do it with humility and honor. Thanks for that. And of humility, because sometimes we go to these countries and we think we're the big deal. They have so much to teach us. But I want, and it's easy to lose your humility. I want to, because they treat you so well. They treat us better than people treat us here in America. And so sometimes you get confused. But I want to do it with all humility. And I want to serve. And I want to find joy rise up in me. And here's a quick, crazy thing I'm going to tell you guys, and I'm going to take care of my story. Here's the deal. In 2010, I went to the Congo because I saw a piece called Rape as a Weapon of War. And a dear friend, an attorney, said to me, I'll go with you because I was just going to go. Marcia Narayan. And I don't know how it happened, but guess what? We meet again after all this time. We meet again, and guess where we meet? In Africa, right? She is in Accra for a conference, a legal conference, and I'm there to do what I do. And hear how the universe conspire to make it all happen. We're both staying at the same place. Right? She gets there a day before me, but I'll see her, and so we'll be blessed again to be on the continent together at the same time in the same space. So never question the miracle. Never doubt the miracle. I know that God has big plans for me in what I do, and that I walk in purpose, and that I'm guided and I'm divinely protected. So let me just read. I'm sure I read this before, but I'm going to read it again because I love it so much. And it's it's the last page of book 175 of my book, Acknowledgement. And what book is that? That is the book you go buy. It's Desert Sage, Wonderful World of Tea, from Ancient Leaves to Modern Wellness. And go to Amazon, you get the paperback or the Kindle. If your bookstore doesn't have it wherever you are, make sure they bring it in, right? But in DeLand, you get it here in the store. You get it at the Muse bookstore. You also get it at Sweet Tea Cafe, and more places are coming on board. I'll be getting a date for Gainesville soon. I'll be getting a date for Jacksonville soon, and I'm leaving down south for their whole deal. Their whole deal. They're going to be more like in November, closer to December, right? And Tampa will coming your way. So yeah. And then, we're going to hit Atlanta. We're going to hit New York, Washington, D.C. Of course, we're going to do all of that, all right? But just take a moment, take a breath, breathe in. Hopefully you have some tea. I do. And just let's settle for a moment. Just settle, just center yourself. And hear these words as they come to you from the depth of my heart and my soul. This book is steeped in gratitude to the women who grow, harvest, and craft tea with their hands and heart. Thank you. Your labor, wisdom, resilience echo through every cup. You are the quiet guardians of an ancient art, and this book honors you. To my mentors, teachers, fellow seekers of wellness, you have taught me to listen more deeply, to pour more slowly, and to find meaning in the ordinary. You remind me that healing often begins with a warm sip and a still moment. To my family, and I want to add my dear, dear, dear family, whose unwavering belief in me has carried me through countless seasons. You are the Ruth beneath all I do. To the global Desert Sage community who believe in the magic of tea and the power of intention, this book is for you. thank you for walking this path with me, cup in hand. To every reader, I'm going to say this again. To every reader who turned these pages seeking peace, presence, and a little beauty, I see you. May this book be your companion in quiet mornings and candlelit nights. And finally, the tea itself. Humble leaf, sacred ritual, timeless teacher. Thank you for finding me. Thank you again for finding me with reverence and warmth. Lorna. Peace and blessings. Love you guys. Drink more tea. Talk to you from Accra, Ghana.